Welcome all. Boone here from EWPRO. Welcome all. Boone here from EWPRO. Getting straight into the weekly outlook, looking at the DXY on the daily. Nothing's changed since last week, really. We got this higher high here on the and we're looking for a correction. We do have three down here. So there's two scenarios here. We either get an A, a B, and a C down before we get at least a C up, or it goes from here. So really looking for a buy on the lower time frame. On the H4, we were looking for at least this C up in here for an A, B, C. Pretty much have that, but this is still looking very much bullish. There's nothing bearish about this at this stage. So for the sell, if we're looking at this like A, B, C, and you're looking for a sell down in there, we really need an impulse down and a correction on the lower time frames to look for that C down. Until we get this, there is no sell setup. And for a buy, well, we're looking at this as a possible buy, looking for a complete correction in here. We sort of have five up here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we get some sort of a larger correction in here, we can look for a buy. Whereas if this does fall over here, you could look for at least a wave 5 down, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And ideally it goes and breaks the low for that flat, that possible flat that we're looking at. AU, looking on the daily, we're looking for this larger correction here. Similar size to this wave 2. So we're really waiting for a correction on the daily before we can buy that wave 5. H4, we got like 1, 2, 3. We can get a wave 4 in here and a wave 5 down. It's more on the lower time frame, really. So I'll be looking for some sort of a 1, 2, 3. Get a wave 4 in here. So possibly another one up in here. Then I'll be looking for a wave 5 down. Then you'll have to be careful after we get those 5 down. GU, I was looking for more upside here. We did have that like A, B, C in here, and I was looking for that A, B, C. On the lower time frames, if I can get this to load. Oh, my internet's very slow. We're looking for a buy in here. We had that nice impulse up, got a correction, and it did go and break the top, but it didn't go very far. As soon as it broke the top, it fell over. So we're really looking for a sell now. It's pretty much the same as last week. We're looking for a wave 4 and then trade a wave 5 down. Again, my internet is so slow. I don't know why, but very similar to AU. We're looking at that 1, 2, 3. We get a wave 4 in here and look for the wave 5 down. EU, I was looking for more upside as well. You know, we had this impulse up in here, looking at this as a correction, and we go from here. There is still a chance this does go. We do have 3 down in here now. We never got that 5th wave. like I was looking for. But now we do have like 3 down in here. So there is a chance that this does go, and this is the end of the wave C, and we get another impulse up. Yeah, there is no buy set up on it, so to speak. So we're really waiting. I'd like if you're looking for a sell, I'd be looking at GU and AU. If you're looking for the buy, I'd be looking to buy EU. But there is no setup on it, like I just mentioned. There's no bullish setup on it. So we're getting bullish divergence, but nothing really to buy. I mean, in here you could look to scalp, scalp this buy in here just to go and break this top, and if you're lucky, it takes off. But yeah, it's really just scalping at this stage. NU, we got the C up, we got that A, B, C, didn't quite get to the 100 fib. Then we got this impulse down. And then we had 3 up in here. So this is very much bearish, possibly to go and break this low. As you can see here, I was looking for more upside here. We did get a higher high, but again, it didn't go very far. We just got an A, B, C, and then we got an impulse down. So if we get a correction in here, you could look for more downside to break the low on the daily like I just showed. GY, looking for this X2. Ideally, we get, like we got that WXY. I'm looking for an X2, and then we can trade a wave Z up, and then I'll be looking for that larger A, B, C before we get more upside. So I really am only looking for sells. It's playing around in here. I'll just remove that because that. But I mean, we were looking for a sell here. I was just looking for an A, B, C here, a flat, and then possibly more upside. But it's fallen over here, and we're getting this choppy wave here. So I am looking for at least A, B, C. At this stage, there is no self setup on it on the lower time frames. Ideally, this top here gets broken in here, and then we can go down to the lower time frames, look for a self setup for that C down. UY on the daily, I was really looking for this larger impulse down here. It never gave a sell setup though. We had a nice impulse from a top here, but this one did give us 3 down, if you remember. So I was saying if you're looking for buys, I'd be buying UY instead of GY because this one did give us 3 down in here. And as you can see, it's it's just about breaking the top. I'd be very careful now. We are starting to get a correction up the top here. It does look bullish, but as you can see here, we got the 3 down in here. There was opportunities to buy. But yeah, I mean, they were risky buys, but because we had the 3 down on here, we could look for the buy. Whereas the GY, we didn't get the 3 down. We just had this impulse. So again, if you're looking for the sell, I'd be looking to sell this one because we haven't had 3 down yet. You had. We're really looking at the lower time frames here. We got the waves head down, so that was fine on the daily. Here, I mean, we had a very deep wave 4. And I said we can't really sell until this low here gets broken. Um, we got a bull hidden here, and this is going. If you have a look at the time factor here, it's pretty much in line with this wave 2 here. Very similar size. And as you can see, this is going. I mean, this was quite a risky buy too, because this went into the territory. This wave 4 went into the territory of this wave 2, like I've mentioned. But we could look at this as some sort of a ending diagonal, or yeah, maybe a leading diagonal. But yeah, as for buying now, we got an impulse up. We really need some sort of a correction before I'd be looking to buy into this fifth wave. The Swissy, we got the C down on the weekly. Got that right. A, B, C bounced off that 100 fib there. This one was very choppy. This in here was very choppy. We did go and break this top, which I was pretty surprised about. So there's a couple of scenarios here. You know, it's going to be an A, B, C, and we get an A, B, C going breaking the low before we get some sort of a larger flat. Or this is 3 down here and we go from here. So again, if we get a buy set up on the lower time frames, we can look for a buy. But it's not ideal because of how choppy this was. Breaking that top there. We were looking for the buy in here for that C up, that A, B, C. It didn't quite get to the 100 fib. It was very close. Now I'd be looking for a sell, like on the lower time frames. I'd be looking for a sell. It's not ideal because it's not a very nice impulse. It's got like large correction in here. So it's more on the lower time frames you'd be scalping, and possibly a flat here, like some sort of a B. We get a C up in here before we get like an A, B, C. So yeah, it's really just scalping. There's really not much on it. EG at this stage, I'd be pretty much leaving alone. We had that. We're looking at that as that leading diagonal. We had an A, B, C. It started to go, but it never went and broke the top. So, and we've been in this correction here for a long time. So pretty much, I'd be staying out of it. Um, yeah, it was never really nice because we had that A, B, C. If you've been following me for a while, we were looking at this to go up and break the top. It did get up to that 100 fib of this A, B, C here, and then it fell over. Uh, and even now, we're still within this impulse here. We're within this impulse. We're within, this impulse. So we're getting. It's like a triangle. So you got to be very careful here. I mean, there is no bull hidden here either. There's actually a bear hidden on it here. So I wouldn't be surprised if this low here gets broken. But yeah, I mean, at this stage, I'd be pretty much for the sell to break this low here. You need some sort of a correction before you could sell it. And it's really just a scalp. It's not really liking it. WTI, waiting for a correction. On the daily, you're waiting for a correction. I was looking at this here, if you remember. I'm looking at a B, and a C here. The problem was this wave C never went and broke the ending point of that wave A. And as you can see, it's very similar to EG. It's not giving us higher highs or higher lows. It's in the middle. It's like a large triangle. So again, it's quite tricky. I mean, we were looking for a sell for this here because we were looking at this as very corrective here. It has fallen out, but it's fallen out very slowly. You know, sort of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We may be getting some sort of a larger correction here before we get more downside. But yeah, I mean, this is quite choppy. That's why I don't really like selling into it on the lower time frames. We'll be getting bullish divergence. So yeah, I mean, it starts to get risky. M30, we're getting all this bullish divergence. So uh, it'd be more of a buy scalp if I was looking to buy it. You know, sort of buying above this top here. So you possibly could. Depends on what the open is. You might get well, more than likely, because this has already broken this top, you'll get a gap up, so you won't get a chance to get in if you're not already in at this stage. But because we had that bullish divergence, get a flat in here, that's your opportunity to get in. It's probably a little bit late now. Gold's right up the top of the market, waiting for correction on the daily. I was looking at that, like A, B, C here. Then we get A, B, C. We did get a C up. It was very choppy, this wave. Now we're getting 3 down. The problem was, if I was looking at this A, B, C, this wave C hasn't come down and broken the ending point of that wave A yet. So until that happens, it's very risky to buy. The problem is now we've got 3 down in here, so technically you can look for buys. It's risky. It's very similar to WTI. I would be. I mean, I wouldn't be buying this. We do have a bear hidden there. We do have bullish divergence as well, but we have a possible bear hidden there. So you've got to be very careful buying this. And if you are, it's just for like an A, B, C in here. It may not even go and break that top before it falls over and breaks this low. So it's going to be quite choppy. Yeah. Silver's very similar as well, similar to gold. Waiting for this large correction, looking at that A, looking for a B, and more upside. I mean, this was looking very corrective in here. We were looking for a sell too. Uh, it's very dangerous to sell down here though, because we have a bull hidden here. So until that gets broken, it's quite dangerous, because this can just shoot up and break that top with that bull hidden. There's no divergence. So I'd be more bullish on it on the like daily and H4. Well, the H4, I'm more bullish on it than bearish. But in saying that, there really isn't a bullish setup. This can be a flat. This is looking very choppy in here. So we get like an A, B, C in here, and then you get an A, B, C. If we get some sort of a flat like this, then I could look for a sell. For at least at like an A, B, C. Problem is, you could look for buys in here, but Yeah, I mean, like I've mentioned, until that, even on the H1, we have a ball hidden here. This low here hadn't been broken. So, like I just showed, that was the sell. If we get a sell set up for the buy, you'd be pretty much looking to buy in here and hoping it goes up and breaks the top with that ball hidden, which is quite possible. But it's a risky trade. There's not much. The price action is suggesting bearish, and like this here, it's quite choppy. So it's risky buying into something that looks corrective. But there is that chance that there is that bull hidden there as well. So, Bitcoin, we've been looking at this as very corrective as well. Really, I mean, there's no divergence here. Really looking for that low to be broken, and then, we can look for a longer term buy, because this is looking so corrective. Very difficult to buy into. You get cut to pieces buying this. It was looking bearish in here last week too. It's already fallen over, so you may have got on a sell there. I was looking for 5 down here, like 1, 2, 3. I was looking for a little bit larger correction in the wave 4 before it fell over, but it's already fallen over, breaking the low. So this wave 3 did bounce off that 161.8. But yeah, it's broken the low now. We'd start to be. Oh, are we getting bullish divergence? Maybe not. No, we're not. We've lost a divergence, so this is very much bearish still. No bullish divergence in here. So I'd be looking for more downside. To get in now, it's going to be quite difficult. I mean, you'd be looking for some sort of a correction in here and a bear hidden on the lower time frames, and then you could scalp a sell. Yeah, I mean, you'd be going down to like the M15, and you'd be waiting for some sort of a. I mean, you could even scalp a buy if you got a buy set up. Then you'd have to be careful because we may get a bear hidden in here, and then you get that wave 5 down like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So um, yeah, it's pretty much just scalping. S&P 500 pretty much been saying pretty much got to keep out of this. We're right at the top. It's still very much bullish. There's no bearish divergence, so it's very much bullish, but we need a correction. I mean, if you remember, we were looking at this over here as a possible correction, and that went and broke the top, and we lost all the divergence. So it is overall very much bullish, but you can't really buy up the top of the market. It's extremely risky to buy. We need some sort of a correction. We need like 3 down. If we get some sort of 3 down in here or a larger correction, well, then we could start to look for buys. Until that happens, you're pretty much leaving it alone or scalping sells. And even on the lower time frames, there is no sells yet. You could look at this as like an A, a B, and a C here expanding flat. And then you get an A, B, C, just to go and break that low, and then you'd have to see what the price action suggesting, if it's bullish or bearish after we get some sort of a correction. AU 200, looking at an A, B, and a C, it's starting to correct. I mean, I'm bullish on it. There may even be a bullish setup on it now if I go down to the lower time frames. Very much bullish on it. We can get some sort of a flat in here. Like, we got a nice impulse up. We just need a correction, and then you could look to buy. So you'd be looking on the lower time frames to buy, because this can be a flat here and we get some sort of a correction, expanding or running flat, and then we could look for a buy. At this stage, as you can see, that there is no buy. Even on the lower time frames, there's no buy yet. But yeah, the FTSE, we're looking for some sort of a correction here. We get an A, B, C, and then you get like the larger A, B, C. So we're waiting for some sort of a larger correction. Other than that, you're pretty much just scalping these C waves, like this C up in here and this C down in here. And then you'll be looking for a buy, depending on what goes on here. You may, this one's already pretty much gone, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much on the lower time frames. Very similar to AU 200. We had a flat in there. This one's already gone though. So yeah, AU 200 might be a better option if we get that C down and a buy set up. This one's already gone. So yeah, there's really not much to do unless you're already on it. Lastly, the DAX. We're looking at that A, B, C. I was looking for 5 down in here. It never gave us 5 down in here. It only gave us three waves down like this. Still chance that this low gets broken. Go down to the lower time frame. We still haven't broken this top over here, so there's possible bear hidden there. So you got to be careful. I mean, like I was saying, we're looking for 5 down here. It never went. This is very deep into this wave 2, this wave 4, and it's past the time factor as well. So, I mean, it's sort of already given us like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. So we need a larger correction. This one, if I just zoom in a bit so you can see the price action a little bit better, this is looking like the choppiest wave here. So you'll be careful buying into this. Ideally, it gives us some sort of I mean, this was given 3 down there, 3 up here, so we may get 3 or 5 down in here as a 335 or 333 complex correction before we get more upside. So I dare say this is going to turn quite complex to trade. Yeah, unless you're really experienced, I'd be staying out of this because it can really go either way. So I hope you got something out of this weekly outlook. If you did, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.